Here we go. See, If anybody out there knows how to drop the music level and have it fade out when I transition, huge help. Welcome, everybody. My name is Nerd. Welcome to the dungeon. Saturday is our super chill day. It's been a long week. Motherfuckers have been working. People have been stressed out with traffic and weather and kids and spouse and work and bosses and customers. And Saturday night is the night I take a step back and I just work on something I want to work on instead of just gaming. Does that make sense? So, as some of you know, I am an indie developer. I have worked on various games of my own making. I went to school for game design and 3D modeling and graphic design. I've never published anything officially, but I have worked as a tester and a code writer for other titles that I can't talk about because I'm on an NDA. But I've never used Unity. I've always used Construct, Godot, and a lot of Unreal. I've never really messed with Unity. So this dev diary is chronicling my attempts at self-teaching myself Unity and building a platformer in that game engine. With all the struggles and successes that come with it, you see them all here. I don't work on any of it off stream. So where I left off last stream is where I'm picking up today. And you get to see the whole adventure from start to finish. And if we succeed in learning Unity and creating our first platformer game, we do plan on releasing it on Steam, free of charge. So that'll be kind of cool. There may be some fees involved in uploading a game and publishing to Steam or whatever platform we publish to. But other than that, everything that you will see in these dev diaries is start to finish free of charge. The software, the game engine, all the assets, sprites, everything we use, download, will always be from free or open source websites. So this is not only a journey for me, but it's also a journey for anybody out there that wants to dip their toes in game design and they're too... what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of in this half second here. I'm camera shy. Anybody that might be intimidated by the process or think that they're not talented enough or think they're not knowledgeable enough, this Dev Diary series is also for you. So we've got some chill music playing down there. It is simply titled a copyright-free Twitch stream playlist. It is a playlist of about... Holy shit. Well, I'm in the 300s now. So there's over 300 tracks on this playlist, and this is track number 44. So plenty of music to guide us through so we don't get any copyright strikes or anything, and it's not just my voice. So where we left off last stream, I was getting super frustrated with the video and audio setup and how I couldn't hear the YouTube video tutorials while I was trying to multitask, and I was like flipping through monitors and doing all of that stuff and trying to go back and forth between the two. On my setup now, I have a three screen setup. This screen right here in front of me is the Unity Hub, the pizza platformer game right here. On my second monitor is the YouTube video here. So you'll see my mouse moving around there. We've got a whole list of Bracky's videos. He's 1.83 million subscribers. He teaches Unity. He does have a little bit of an accent, but it's okay. It's easy to understand him still. But I've watched some of his videos off stream, and I'm going to watch them again on stream and kind of follow along. And you at home can also follow along. Links to his stuff will be there as well. And then on my third monitor is the playlist. I don't know if you can see my mouse down here. No. I have chat and Spotify opened up on the third monitor to my left. So I gotta look around my mic a little bit to see the chat window. So if you guys chat or do anything while I'm working, if it takes me a second to get to you, that it's not personal. It's just because I'm hyper focused here, and then I might glance over and see chat. So bear with me. So like I said, we were leaving off last week super frustrated because I felt like I was in some spots where I was making some progress in the game. But I was relying on watching videos and then reading like the closed caption on the videos to kind of guide me through, and YouTube closed captioning was just not my friend that day. So we're going to give it another shot today. Hope everybody's having a good day. I hope you guys' weeks were amazing and fun filled. If not, I hope they were at least as least stressful as possible. So let me go ahead and move this window out of the way. Try to move OBS out of the way so I can see. Don't tell me I need a fourth monitor. I will fucking go nuts. I want to leave my OBS open so I can at least see the stream stats, which is like my upload speed, download speed, my drop frame rates, all that kind of stuff. So I want to be able to see that. Okay, cool. I think we're good. Yeah. All right, so I don't remember exactly where we were at with last week. We don't have our sprite set up. We don't have pretty much anything set up. So I do have some assets here in the asset manager. I've got the base layer, animation controllers, layers, parameters, all of that opened up here. Excuse me. That was embarrassing. As always, I'm drinking my juice, so I got a little gassy. And of course, if music levels or audio from the YouTube videos or my voice or anything like that is too loud, feel free to just say something in chat. If you can't hear the YouTube video that I'm playing, or if something seems overbearing or loud or anything like that, just feel free to say something in chat and I'll respond in kind. All right, there we go. I think everything's where I want it to be. So let's see what Brackies has to say here.
So a question we get asked a lot is how to make a 2D game. Of course, this is a huge question to answer, but hopefully this video should help point you in the right direction. And this is actually filmed on our brand new video camera, so I hope the quality is alright. Apparently this camera has a pretty narrow lens, so we had to do this crazy setup to make it work. Luckily, making 2D games in Unity has gotten so much easier over the last couple of years. Ever since they introduced the new 2D features in version 4.3, we've seen a bunch of cool features and workflows for different aspects of working with 2D in Unity. Now, 2D games of course come in a variety of different art styles and genres, and the tools that are right for you are going to completely depend on the game that you're making. But in general, we can split Unity up into two primary workflows: tile-based and sprite-based. The tile-based workflow is meant for games that are built on a grid. As the name suggests, you create environments by placing tiles, which makes it pretty fast and easy to create and modify levels. The sprite-based workflow, on the other hand, gives you more control, as it simply means that you place objects freely in the world. As a result of this, you can create more detailed and dynamic environments, but it might not be as quick. And on top of that, Unity is also working on some tools for vector graphics in case you are really fond of Illustrator. But regardless of what workflow you choose, we first have to create a project. So to create a new project, we go New, and your UI might look a tiny bit different here, but that's because I'm using Unity Hub, which is still in beta, but the idea should be the same. We can then select a name for our project. I'm just going to call mine 2D Game Example. We can then select a Unity version. I'm going to be using 2018.2. We can choose a location. I'll just use my projects folder. And finally, as our template, we want to make sure that we select 2D. Let's then hit Create Project, and Unity is going to open up a new empty project. And now we can see we have this empty scene with only a main camera in it. And because we made sure to select 2D as the template, Unity has set up some different settings on our camera and in our editor to work well with 2D. Awesome. Okay. Now, when starting with an empty project, I really recommend visiting the Unity Asset Store to find some assets to use for your game. Of course, if you want, you can always replace them with your own custom assets later. Luckily, there are some really great free assets available that we can use. I've gone ahead and compiled a list of some of my favorites. If you want to check them out, you can use the link in the description. In here, we have a pack for putting together cool pixel art caves. There is a pixel art platformer pack, as well as some more toony assets. All these are based around tiles, and so will fit perfectly.
Like, we went through asset packs and did all that. Downloaded sprites we wanted, kind of looked at different maps and stuff. So I am going to yell at my kids to shut the fuck up. Watch this. See, nothing gets edited here. Watch this. Hey, you guys are kidding me right now with all that racket, right?
Jack will be quiet. What?
You guys are kidding me right now, right? With all that racket? I'm literally live on stream right now, and I can hear you guys banging around upstairs, yelling and screaming at each other.
Sorry.
All right. I love you.
Love you too, Dad.
So you always got to end it with an I love you. So they know at the end of the day that you're not going to murder them.
With the tile-based workflow. If you want to use the sprite-based workflow, there's also an incredibly detailed art pack, as well as a top-down dungeon pack that would work great for that. Some of these also include characters, but I've gone ahead and added a few separate ones just in case. Now, once you've picked something that you like, we have to get it into Unity. The way that we do this is by opening up the Asset Store window. So we'll go Window, we'll go under General and select the Asset Store. You can also press Ctrl 9. We'll then navigate to the package that we want to download. I'm just going to get the free platform game assets. It's right here, so we'll click on that. And once you find the asset, you can simply click this red button to first download and then import it. We'll then get...
Well, he said Control 9, right? So wait a second. Control 9? That's lighting. That's not the asset store. He said Window... General Asset Store, which isn't here, but it might be under Services. See, Package Manager? No. Okay, so that part of the tutorial is a little outdated.
This window where we can see all of the different assets that are included in the pack. And if there's something in particular that you don't want, say you already have a character and don't need this one, we can simply uncheck it. But I'd like to import everything, so I'm just gonna select everything and hit import. This one is called Bayad Games, and under here we have the free platform game assets. And here we can see a bunch of different subfolders with the different aspects of our pack. And most packs will also come with some kind of a demo scene. In this case, there's a demo folder right here. If we open that up and double click on the scene to open it, we can then go into the scene view and we can see this nice example of how you can combine the different elements to create a level. You can of course select the 2D rect tool at the top here. The shortcut for this is the T key. And if you also make sure that you're in 2D mode at the top of our scene view, we can then go in and simply click and change different elements around. We can of course move them, rotate them, and scale them as well. And so you can quickly start modifying these levels to make them your own. But of course we want to create our own custom level. So we'll go back to the default sample scene and we can now start dragging in assets to use them. And how you go about this is going to depend on the pack that you're using. This pack here splits up all the sprites into individual images. So if we go under say tiles and then PNG, we have some different sizes available here. I'm going to go under 256. I'm going to select the grass platform and drag it in. And that works right away. We have all of our different assets and each one of them is a separate image. So we can simply drag in some different images to sketch out a level. But what most 2D packs do is that they use a tile set. And a tile set is basically just a very large image with a bunch of sprites laid side by side.
In a grid
For example, if we go to the asset store and download the Sunny Land and open up the folder here.
How do you get this? That's what I want to know. How do you get assets? No, get out of there. So we go to assets. There's got to be a services, jobs, window, panels. No. Project Scene Tile Palette Asset Store. So they took it out of the general tab and added its own tab here. And that just opens up a web browser. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not. Yeah, you can. Okay. So I can resize this. I hope. And booyah. No, I don't need honey. All right.
We can see that under artwork and then environment, in here we can see that there is
What was the
indeed
name
a
of that
file
pack?
called tiles aside. For example, if we go to the asset store and download the Sunny Land and
Sunny Land. Let's take a look. Sunny Land. Jesus. Oh, I don't see the one he's got in there. But there's a free version right here, right? So
open up the folder here, we can see that under artwork and then environment, in here we can
yeah. Accept changes. So I think this is all going to be based on where you download it and where you save it. Add to my assets. Accept. Go to my assets. Open in Unity. Hold on. So let's close this out. Pizza Platformer. We'll open this up again. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now he's saying go where?
You can see that there is indeed a file called tileset, and if
so it's under Sunnyland, which I don't see. Packages. Is it in here? Craft picks? Nope. Okay, so for the sake of this video and tutorial, I'm not understanding how to get those files from there to there.
if we have a
keep
look at
pushing
this,
through.
we can see that it's basically just a bunch of smaller sprites in one larger image. Now, if you want to learn how to create your own tile sets and set them up in Unity, we have a tutorial that I suggest you check out. But luckily, this package has done all of that for us. If we just select the tile set sliced here, we can see that they've actually gone in and marked all the different tiles that make up this tile set. And if we expand this arrow here, we can actually see each individual tile in our tile set. Pretty cool. And just like any other image, we can take any one of these and simply drag them in to the editor. Now this one is a lot smaller, but you can see it works just fine. So now that we know how to work with sprites, let's try and build out a quick level here. So we already have this grass platform
but
here,
you're
that's great. I'm just
way
gonna place
ahead of
it
the
here.
fucking game
Let's
here, buddy.
also add a background.
You're assuming that everything you just told us to do is correct. Open Unity Editor. Package Manager. Okay, so you didn't tell us we had to go through all of this. So, assuming it says beginner course in Unity 2D, but so we need to download the file. You don't just go to the asset store and it appears there. So that's issue number one. Downloads pretty fast though. Import. Now you got to import it. Saving unsaved assets. So now it shows a list of all the sprites. There's a fucking ton of them bitches. So where's this going to import to now? Oh wow, it even imported like all of the audio here too. Like there's all this audio. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to import all. And then import. Bet. I hope that's right anyway. I hope I'm doing that right. Okay. Okay, so it's downloaded. It's imported. I'm not getting prompt for anything else. So let's close out this tab here. So now if I go to Sunnyland, there we go. And then he went to, where did he go to here? He showed the file directory, which is what I'm trying to see. Sunnyland.
That make up this tile set. And if we expand this arrow here, we can actually...
Sliced. Okay, Sunnyland artwork. And I don't have an artwork folder. Environment. There we go. I do have an environment folder. He's got prop spec, middle tile set. Okay. So we're where we need to be.
Actually see each individual tile in our tile set. Pretty cool. And just like any other image, we can take any one of these and simply drag them in to the editor. Now this one is a lot smaller, but you can see it works just fine. So now that we know how to work with sprites, let's try and build out a quick level.
What? He said, drag it and drop it. I'm doing that, dude. Got a big red "don't you do that" symbol
here. So we already have this grass platform here. That's great. I'm just going to place it here. Let's also add...
Wait a second. Let's do grass. Add component. Sprite. I don't think this is right. Edit, undo, add sprite, change renderer. I don't get it. Again.
Add a background. So I'm going to go under new background, under PNG. I'm just going to select the low res version here, under background. And here we have another file. Let's
Scene game animator asset store. Okay, so I was able to where is that? Tile set. Open. Tile palette, maybe? Maybe I'm in the wrong tab here. Let's grab this block here. Paint a filled box with active brush. All right, I want to place this tile right here. And that's all he did was drag it in there.
A bunch of smaller sprites in one larger image. Now, if you want to learn how to create your own tile sets and set them up in Unity, we have a tutorial that I suggest you check out. But luckily, this package has done all that for us. If we just select the tile set sliced here, we can see that they've actually gone in and marked all the different tiles that make up this tile set. And if we expand this arrow here, we can actually see each individual tile in our tile set. Pretty cool. And just like any other image, we can take any one of these and simply drag them in.
So that little tidbit right there, so grabbing that same tile next to it did nothing. I had to click this little arrow here next to the tile set to be able to choose those specific tiles. But once they're in, I can't do shit with them. It doesn't let... Oh, wait. Can I move them? Okay, so now I can see my first real problem here. I need to get Unity tiles to snap to grid. And before I do that, before I YouTube how to do that, so let me delete this grass tile set. So we've got, let's delete the duplicate. I only want one here. I want to snap it to this grid here. And automatically resize. Scale, rectangle tool. What is this? Oh, that's a transform tool. View. I want it to snap. Toggle grid snapping on and off, available when used. Yeah. Well, I want it to snap. Sample scene. Okay, so I know how to snap it. But it's not going to snap naturally. And I need this grid to be... Okay. So we're going to go to another video. Let's go to YouTube. And let's turn our music back on. Unity, how to resize and snap tiles. Let's see what this guy says. He's not saying jack shit. Yeah, he's using the same one I am, too. 12? Pixels per unit? How did he get the pixels per unit here? It's sprite mode. So he has it under the inspector. And we want texture. No. Texture type. Position, rotation, scale. So if we do 0. Okay. Pixels per unit is not on here. Side of tile mode, continuous, master, sprite sort, center. Sorting layer. I do not see an option here for pixels per unit. Okay. Gotcha. So maybe that was the wrong video. Auto scaling. Textures? Grid snap system in Unity. Boost your level design with code. I don't want code. But
okay, so you are making a game and you want your objects to move in a grid. If you are looking for a quick out-of-the-box solution, you could use the snap to grid. To use it, set the handles to global, click the snap icons and...
Global instead of local. Okay. Yeah. But will it auto size? Let's try it out. Oh, I think we figured it out, chat. We watched 11 seconds of a video. Let's watch the rest, though.
You can now snap all your objects in a grid of whatever size. But the snap does not cover all the use cases. For example, you might want the snap to occur on only some objects, or maybe you want to have an offset, or maybe you just want to avoid awkward situations like this. To handle all these cases, let's make a lock to grid script. By the way, the script is available, so don't worry about rewriting it. We want our script to run in edit mode, and we want to be able to control the size of the tile and its offset. In update, we take the current position of the object on the x-axis and we round it, adding the offset. In this case I did the same for the z, but I didn't do it for the y, because I don't want the snap to occur on that axis. Then we simply assign the new position to our object. Let's drag the script to the snapping objects and we are done. Now you can snap what you want and you are 100% sure that the objects are on the grid at all time. As I said, the script is available for free on each, along with the tiles if you want them.
That's nice. That was cool of him to write that script and provide it. I love the fact that, you know, the community kind of helps out with shit like that. Okay, so coming back to this video in a minute. Let's see where we're at here. That's gonna fuck with my OCD though, right, chat? Like, that is... Like, there's our game. Right, but... That kind of bothers me a little bit. So then you just drag it in. So it's got a continuous stream of grass. Okay. We can preview. So that looks more natural without the slice in it right here to show the grids. So that's good. But see how the pixelated is dark green on both ends? That shows that it's done. Like, that pixel is over. Or that tile is over. So we could always continue the grid. No, I fucked that up. And then maybe have some dirt down below. Oh, there's a lot of options here for dirt. And throw some grass in here. Right? So then we go to game. Clearly shows our shit there. So I'm assuming at some point in time we're going to add some collision and movement mechanics to this, but no, there's a lot of fucking shit in this tile set, man. So for the sake of this scene, if it begins over here, oh, that is lovely. Oh, wait, I don't want to do that. I don't want to move it. Edit, undo, move. So I can move it to the beginning and the bottom. So like that's the start of the game level right there. So let's clean that up. Let's get rid of the bush and the dirt here. And then we'll go ahead and add some. That's not snapping. Fuck me. Are you serious right now? Wow, dude. That's gonna be annoying as shit. Alright, so which dirt sprite? Maybe we don't go with the dirt sprite. That is scuffed. That is bad. I need it to be in the grid. I need it to be in the grid. That's gonna throw me off so bad. Pivot. Yeah, that's gonna fuck me up. Alright, so let's get you out of the way and you out of the way. Let's see if we can't snap this to the right grid. Grid plane. X. No. Z. No. Maybe the Y. No. Opacity. Move to handle. Okay, that's not it. Grid size. We want to hunch. Bada bing. Okay, so what we did is we reduced the grid size. So what I did, I kind of cheated there, chat. So instead of making it go where I wanted it to go and figuring it out, I cheated and cut the grid size in half so it would always be within 4 squares. So by pivoting half a square in any direction, I just reduced the size of the grid to 0.5 so it would sorry, I'm being nerdy, but that is in a nutshell, what I did, I cheated and told the system to create half-size grids. So it should still line up where we go here. We go in game. Okay, and then in our bottom left-hand corner here is the start of our grass level. Okay. I did see a background thing, so we will go to create a 2D object. We're going to create empty. Rename it background. I hope I'm doing this right. There's probably going to be somebody in the chat later, or like years from now, I'm going to come back to this and be like, what the fuck? So background, I did notice background, resize. Let's move it. And we're going to, since we're building our scene down here, let's go ahead and snap it here. Well, we'll just put it there. So that's fine. We will come back to the order layer in a minute, and I'll show you guys how to do that. We're going to scale it. Aw, you bitch. We're going to move it where I want it first, which is dead center. Then we're going to rescale it out. About right there is fine. Why does it say back? Background? Let's get out of there. Back. We'll rename that background. Okay. Order in layer 0. So we'll take all of these. Order in layer 1. So now our background is layer 0 and will stay layer 0. Any tiles we add to the, I really don't want to call it the foreground, but the second background is going to be on layer 1. And then if we add things that we want the player to go in front of, it'll go on layer 1. If we want the object to go in front of the player, like he's walking through something, then that would go on layer 2. And it would give the appearance that he walked behind something. You'll see that a lot in like 2D games that try to give the illusion of 3D. A lot with shadows, things like that, if you don't want the player to walk through something. Even in Super Mario Brothers 1 for the NES, you would have the background, right, with the sky, the grass, and all that stuff, the clouds. The foreground, which would be Mario and all the palette stuff that he's jumping around on. But when he would go through like a warp pipe, or he would go through the door of the castle, half of that pipe would be on a separate layer, so Mario would appear to walk behind it or into it. It's a simple but effective illusion that's just done by layering. So now we've given the whole window of the game here, so we can hit play, and we've given the game a background, and its first couple of squares here. So, no worries. Looking good. Let's go ahead and Control S our game. I didn't see the save thing come up. There we go. Okay, now, what is this cool little thing? Gives the appearance of water. There's a tile set here. That's the one we were working on. Main palette. There's music. Ooh, sprites. Enemies and player. Idle. This is where I'm getting too far ahead of myself here, chat. And this guy is right here, but notice he's on layer 0, which means he's appearing behind the background. So if we take this layer, switch it to 1, bada bing, bada boom. I can put any layer as long as it's a higher number than the background layer. He's going to appear there. But as soon as he's put on layer 0, he's done. Layer 0 is going to be reserved for the background. Layer 1 is best because what's going to happen is when he gets assigned physics and when he gets assigned collision and movement mechanics, we want that to line up with all the sprites on the bottom of the floor here. So we take that, we go to game, we see our little character here. He doesn't have any movement. I'm hitting the arrow keys. I'm going back and forth. Nothing's happening. Actually, let me actually play the scene. So I'm hitting the arrow keys. He's got no movement. The WASD keys, nothing. So we'll stop that. Go back to our scene. He's just going to stay there as basically just a placeholder. We'll come back to him in a minute. All right, so now we know how to import tile sets, and we know how to import player sprites, and we know how to import a background. So with that knowledge, chat, we're going to go ahead and resize this. And we're going to do this. It's not snapping, which I'm spoiled by Maya and Blender. Maya and Blender would snap to grid when you're resizing. Photoshop does it too. Yep, that needs to come down right there as well. It'll be right there. Okay, so we still have a dark blue line up there, but for this exercise, we're just using the background as a guide to know where our scene is located at. So I'm going to move that up there. It'll kind of give me my borders of what I've got to work with. So that could come out right there. Scroll that down there. And we're going to have some fun with this in a second. We're going to get rid of this background. But I wanted to put it where it needed to go. There we go. I'm sure there's an easier way to do that. And I'm sure at some point in time somebody's going to tell me how fucking stupid I was. But I'm just learning. And I am new to Unity. So, where's my chill music? There we go. All right. So, to recap, we know how to do a background, how to insert a tile set, and how to insert a player sprite. Huge difference from last week. Only an hour into the stream, and I've accomplished more than what I accomplished the entire week last week. So, we're good. And again, a lot of this is placeholder stuff. We know from last week at the different tile sets and sprites I was looking at that I was not going to go with an outdoor kind of theme. So, we need to import sprites and packages that we were going to use. "2D Tile Map Extras Burst Collections." So when I did this, let me minimize that. Oh, it minimizes it off the stream too. That's kind of stupid. Okay, we'll leave that open. We're going to go to Window, Asset Store. We'll drag that over here. Fuck it. All right, let's do 2D indoor tile set. We know it has to be 2D. We know it's a tile set. We know we want it indoors. Limiting the amount of keywords so we can get as many results as possible. This is kind of meh. Let's do price, low to high. We want free. 2D indoor tile set. Let's do this. Free tile sets. I guess the word indoor was a kicker. Well, there's 817 results for a 2D tile set. Sorry, chat. I'm just trying to get my chat window back open. There we go. Okay. 2D platformer. We'll take a look at that one. That is way too basic and cartoony for me. Platformer tile set. We'll take a look at that. So I'm looking for an indoor tile set. And a lot of the illusion from the tile set and the theme and scene is going to be the background. We can kind of set the tone for that once I find a texture pack that I like. Package contents, tile sets, level 1, PNG. Okay, so it's some grass. Looks like a lot of grass and rock tile sets here. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Let's do this. Let's go 2D background Unity, and we'll go free. We want to make sure we're searching free stuff. Free 2D adventure beach background, parallax background, sky animations. Let's look at images. Before we pull anything though, we'll go to the site and make sure that it's good to go. Yeah, this is not what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's all outdoors stuff. I definitely don't want that. Why is every 2D platformer assuming it's outside? Indoor themed 2D platformers exist, you know. Here we go. What is it? Oh no, that's a website, or that's a YouTube video. Procedurally generated background tiles in Unity? We're not there yet. We're not working on procedurally generated. Nope. That's kind of nice. it's not exactly indoor or outdoor, but it's kind of abstract. Free. Let's go indoor. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is kind of like a cave, dungeon looking. Okay, I'm going about this the wrong way. What's the word I'm looking for? What did we call those in... I got it.
Can I see you a minute, please?
We want a pattern. Okay, this is close. Seamless tile pattern. There we go. Brick wall texture design. Premium AI generated vector. Let's go take a look. See if it's free to use. It says free pick. But then it's watermarked. All right. How is it AI generated with watermarks and then they charge for download?
This is only the beginning.
Watch this. Fucking AI. What is this called? Brick wall. Brick wall texture. Generate on image of a brick wall pattern. When I say we're going free, chat, we're going free. Sure, here's an image of a brick wall pattern. Make the image cartoony. Is that a word? Cartoony? Make the image tileable. Chat, hear me out. Hear me out. You're witnessing the power of AI right now, because I am not a digital artist. That is almost fucking perfect. Make the image able to repeat without seams. Chat. That is so fucking close. That is scarily close. AI generated. That's fucking scary. Free. Gemini.google.com. Now, I'm going to go open up Photoshop. I have Photoshop. However, you can use other free Photoshop alternatives like GIMP, which we can go ahead and show you here. GIMP is pretty much a free, scaled down version of image editing software, similar to Photoshop. It won't have all the bells and whistles for in-depth stuff like Photoshop might have, but for what we're going to do in this series, GIMP will work for you, just fine, okay? I am going to switch over to a paid program, but I'm not going to do anything in that program that you couldn't do in GIMP. So we can go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. Let me go ahead and open up Photoshop here. Let's see if this even shows up on my monitor. Does it? I don't know if I have the monitor to show up or if I have the program to show up on that. Okay. So it looks like it's just the program. So bear with me for a second here, chat. We're going to go ahead and manipulate the fuck out of this file and make it tileable. And I see one or two spots in here where we can make this tileable. So we're going to file, open, desktop, pizza game, pizza platformer, assets, and all formats. Let's go to large icons, scenes, brick background. Okay, we're going to move that over here. Pop open Photoshop. Let's reopen this tab so you guys have something else to look at there. Okay, cool. All right, so the image size is... So it's 512 by 512, 72 pixels per inch. That's fine. But we need to make sure we keep this ratio. So the X and Y are identical. We wanted a perfect cube, so it snaps perfectly and everything aligns the way we want it to align. And we can tile it the way we want it to be tiled. Okay? So 512, 512's got to be the image size. We got to figure out where to cut this image so it tiles perfectly. And I can tell you now, it's not going to tile perfectly. If we duplicate this, right? Let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So we'll make that a little bit bigger. We'll zoom out here. Oh shit, I should have created a second layer. Anyway, if we just grab that and paste it onto a new layer, that is very, very close. Now clearly we would see that seam right there in the game. Not so much up top, but because it's having that gradient color style there, we're going to see that in the game. still a little bit too big. Does it tile on the bottom? Fuck no. Okay, so next I'm going to get rid of any part of this image that is not a full brick. Let's see if we can't overlay that where you can't see and then tile it. Oh, that's so close, chat. That is scarily close. We might not be able to use this image just because of the gradient in the brick. I'm thinking. Because we can get this to align. But the gradient, and when I say gradient, I'm talking about the color. If you see here where like the orange kind of wraps up the side and it's darker on the right and the bottom than it is on the left and the top, that's a gradient. It goes from one color to another in different shades until it reaches one or other corner. That's called a gradient. I know if anybody out there is like a color master and took color theory, they're probably screaming at me right now. But in a nutshell, the layman's version of what a gradient is, it's when one color transforms to another color on a set path and shows all the colors in between that takes to get to that said color. So if you had a gradient of white to red, it would show all the shades of white and red, including all the shades of pink that it would take to get from white to red. So it would blend perfectly. Kind of like how you see up here. Like this is a gradient right here. From white to black, it shows you in the red spectrum all the colors in between that it would take to get to that color. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting off track. This also looks like it's trying to align, but because of that gradient in the color, I might not be able to use that. So let's go back to Gemini. Remove gradient from coloring. How many of the crazy that we're looking for yet? Also, can't help with photorealistic images of identical people. We know this. See, same thing here with this gradient pattern. Okay. So I know what to do. Show me a cartoony. We'll go 16-bit pixelated brick wall pattern. Is that tileable? Is that tileable? Save image as. We'll put it in the right. We'll put it in the same folder. We'll just do brick background 2. Get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that layer. File open. We're going to take that over here, paste that. Okay, so we know that Gemini gives us images in 512 by 512. Chad, I think we got a winner. So these bricks can be tiled. Let's check the bottom. Yeah, you can't even tell if you didn't watch this video. You cannot tell where those seams are. That is fucking perfect. And we did it for free. That's good. With no artistic talent whatsoever, we've got a new background that we're going to have to use. Now, we're going to have to figure out how to import it. There's got to be an option here. No, we don't want to change the color. Material. Okay. I'm assuming... Is there a reload? Refresh. There we go. So if we go to assets... Did we put that in scene? Yeah, there we go. Okay, bet. Alright. We're on to something. Background. Gone. Brick background. 0 layer. Oh, we need to move it. But do you see the problem here? Let's go to the game. Right? It's a little big. It's a little big. In comparison to the size of the player... Those bricks look massive. Like, we might as well be climbing the fucking pyramids. It instantly shows the lighting difference of the foreground tile set as well. So we'll go into scene. And we're going to fuck with this a little bit. We're going to resize it. Let's do half the size. Does that look better? Or does that look... That doesn't look bad. Let's do a quarter size. Why am I changing the Z? I don't fucking know. It's X and Y. Z is the three-dimensional space towards you. And I keep adjusting the size. Don't mind me, chat, alright? I'm dumb sometimes, alright? Okay. Let's tile it. I'm cooking. Alright, so I'm seeing some kinks in the armor right here with this copying the whole thing. So we have to copy each individual layer, or each individual row. That's all I did. I didn't tile them above each other the right way. So like that game is in 1 scale. I think it's too small.
Bullet hit the bone and broke it, I guess. He's bled a lot.
We're going to resize this back to its 0.5. Yeah. There we go. Player needs to be bigger. It's okay if he looks pixelated. It's just a placeholder. Okay. That's not bad. I like that. Don't judge. But keep in mind, we're also going to get rid of this grass, too. None of that grass is going to be there. So now, can we group... Is there a way to group all of those? Properties? No. All right, we're getting our brick pattern. Yeah. Yo, Johnny, what up, homie? Welcome to the stream. What the F we got? Rules now? Yeah, bro. Twitch made me do it. Twitch was like, you gotta add rules, fool. For those weirdos named Johnny. So we don't need any tile set that's above the level. Okay, so now we've got a complete tile set of patterned brick behind. So no matter where I'm at in the level, that's where we're at. You can't see brick. That's I believe it. Twitch is a finicky bitch, man. All right, so now we've got that. Let's go ahead and paste another row. We'll try to get this lined up here as best as as best we can. Looks like that's the best. Ooh. Ooh. Edit. That's no bueno. What about right there? Oh, why am I seeing that seam? What's different? Why is that like that? Ew. Oh my god. Let's get rid of that. Wait, that doesn't show a seam, does it? That is fucking weird. Are they really overlaying that much? No way. How the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I need my bottom 3 layers then. I just need that one. Wait a second. Why is that not lining up? Lines up there. Okay, something's not working right here, chat. So we're gonna go back to the drawing board. Take this whole mess. Something with our tile set went wrong here. We overlapped this way too much. So it should just be... Yeah, look at all those versions of the background. They were creating a mess. That is crazy. What's up? What's up with you tonight, Johnny? How you doing, bud? So I need the grid to be 0.25. You guessed it. Okay. Game scene. No display cameras are rendering. Oh shit, did I delete the camera? Mirror selection, delete game objects. Dude, did I delete the camera? Oh no. Just says game object, background, background, background. Background, background. Trying to find the one that says camera. That's where I pasted. Moved. Move. Brick background. Shit. Where did the camera go? So over here there should be like a render camera. And I accidentally deleted it. I don't know how that happened. You should make one of those fun runny games they make all the fake ads of, dummy. Thanks, Johnny. Appreciate the support, Home Slice. I deleted the camera. There it is, main camera. Alright, I got it back. Whew. Alright, so now when I go to the game tab, of course it looks like a fucking hot mess, but we got our main camera back. I probably could have just added a new one, but don't know how to do that. So we leave it. Don't need the main camera there. Okay. So now, like I was doing, we're going to delete every instance of this tiled background. I guess. Make sure I'm not deleting the main camera. And we can always adjust that camera size too, this piece right here. So when I clicked everything and delete everything, I must have clicked that camera icon as well. Stupid me. Tedious. But I'm scared of deleting that camera icon again. Okay, got it back. Got my camera. I got one brick background layer. Okay. So now, if I go to the game view, that looks pretty decent, I would say. So now we just take it. Yeah. This should not be overlaying. Oh, it is slightly. I don't want to make duplicates of it. But these, I want to be able to just group these. I don't see any way to group them. So I should have done it this way from the get-go. So it's one level. There we go. So it's that brick pattern all the way through. So then we'll take all of the brick background and then create a copy. So it's all the same level. There we go. Paste another version of it. And another version of it. So we have our brick pattern for the level. Now, that is hugely generic. Now, we'll go back to the camera. God damn it, I wish there was a way to get all this shit cleaned up. Can't I just combine all these into one object? Oh. No. Edit. Undo, paste 9 objects. We're going to edit, rename this brick background. We want this on layer 0, so it always appears in the background. Player idle, he's on layer 1, tile set 1, tile set. Okay. Now we're going to fuck with the camera. So the camera is not, in 2D game design, is not what you think it is. When you think of a camera, you think of this, right? Like what you're seeing here. And when you're thinking of like movies, TV shows, or any three-dimensional objects, the camera is, right? It's what you're seeing. That concept is what they're talking about here. The camera is the player's view. All right, so think of this like the camera frame. This white border that's following around that background right there is this border, right? So I can zoom in, but if I zoom all the way out to 1 scale, this is the camera view. So if we were playing this game right now with controller in hand, that would be the game screen. Okay, that would be all the player sees. Anything I put up here, the player wouldn't see, or over here, down here, anything like that. Okay, so let me demonstrate. If I go ahead and add this image to the game right here, you don't see it, right? It's outside your frame of reference. It's outside the scene. If I gently move it, we're just right there in the corner, so it's overlapping. Go to game. You'll see it gently overlapping right there. So our camera is the area that we have to work in. This here. The good thing about that is you'll notice some games have a much smaller area to work in. Others may have larger areas to work in. We can define that area. We can say, all right, if I was making like a Galaga type game where you were up and down shooting objects flying at you in space, I might want a larger frame than this, so you can see more of what's going on. If I wanted it to be vertical, if I wanted to shape it to a mobile screen or a mobile device, all of that can be done with that main camera setting here. The good thing about that is, let's see, adjust that. It's as simple as clicking and dragging these little dots. However, you'll notice that when I do that, and I pull on the axis here, it does all 4 sides. Okay. I can also change it here to where it's doubled. Right? Let's zoom out. Now it's doubled. So I go there. By doubling the size, it minimizes everything in the scene. In order to fit it to the scene, it's going to shrink it all. So if I go here, put it back to 5. Now let's say I like the height, but I want it wider. What do we do? Shit. Can I do it? No, it won't let me. So I cannot alt grab the sides and make it bigger. And that sucks. So for the 2D game, I have to work within the confines of the camera. I think. I don't know of any way to resize that. Depth 0.1. So when it's a perspective, that is huge. Is perspective the one that follows the player? Interesting. Okay. I think it is. I think as the player starts having movement, he's moved around with the camera. But we'll test that. We'll test that. All right, so let's watch some more of our funny video here.
To the editor. Now this one is a lot smaller,
We've gotten
but you can see it works just
way
fine.
beyond
So now
what he showed in the video. Like we took what he showed us and then we were off to the fucking races. I think we skipped ahead a little bit. Once we got comfortable in our own skin and we were really firing on all cylinders here, we kind of got ahead of ourselves.
now that we know how to work with sprites,
see what
let's try
Bracky
and
says.
build out a quick level here. So we already have this grass platform here, that's great. I'm just going to place it here. Let's also add a background. So I'm going to go under new background, under PNG. I'm just going to select the low res version here, under background. And here we have another file. Let's simply drag that in as well. And we can see this looks nice in our camera, but we can also see that it's overlaid on top of our grass. And of course, we want our background to be behind it. For this, we use something called sorting layers. So to the right in
Thank
our
you.
inspector here.
So
under
I
the
already
sprite
got into
renderer,
this a little bit, and I did skip ahead, but thankfully I've got knowledge working in other engines and a little bit of background that I already knew about layering.
we can see the setting called the sorting layer. If we click this, we can add a new sorting layer. This takes us to another menu where we can hit the plus sign to create a new layer. Let's call this one background. And if we want this to be behind the default layer, we actually need to put it on top. That's because this actually represents the drawing order. In other ways, we first draw our background and then we draw the default layer on top. And let's just go in and add another one here called the foreground in case you want to have some foreground elements.
I just numbered them 0,
So now
1,
we
2.
can go into a new background and we can change.
I don't plan on using any more layers than background, foreground, and maybe 1 or 2 objects in front of the player as he moves behind them. So I'll just know instinctually while we're designing to use layers 0, 1, and 2. 0 will be background, strictly background. Player doesn't, they're non-collision objects. They don't do shit.
The sorting layer here to background. And voila, our grass platform appears. We can also maybe add a coin to our game. To do that, we'll go under the coin animation. Let's go under PNG again. And let's just select the small version here. And as you can see, this has a bunch of different images. And if we go through these quickly, we can see that they make up an...
Wait a second, where did he go for that? That was under... It was under assets. Let's get out of here. Assets. We got Sunnyland artwork. Sprites. Items. I'm assuming it'll be under items. A cherry or a gem. Okay, he's got a gem here. So we'll use the gem in place of the... You know what I mean?
Animation. So to add these as a single animated object, we simply select the first one, hold down Shift and select the last one, and we then drag all of them in. Unity is going to notice that we're dragging in a bunch of images, and so it's going to ask us to create a new animation with...
Really? It looks like it lists all of them.
These images. I'm going to make a new folder for this. I'm going to store all of our animation in here. Let's open it up and let's call this the coin animation. Let's hit save, and inside of our animation folder, Unity is now going to create both a animation file as well as an animator controller, and this is currently named after one of our images. I'm just going to rename this to coin animator. And now if we select our coin, we can see that it has an animator component as well. If we go to the animation window, which you can always...
Shut the fuck up. So we had to make that motherfucker big as hell.
We can see that they make up an animation. So to add these as a single animated object, we simply select the first one, hold down Shift and select the last one, and we then drag all of them in. Unity is going to notice that we're dragging in a bunch of images, and so it's going to ask us to create a new animation with these images. I'm going to make a new folder for this, and I'm going to store all of our animation in here. Let's open it up, and let's call this the coin animation. Let's hit save. And inside of our animation folder, Unity is now going to create both a animation file as well as an animator controller. And this is currently named after one of our images. I'm just going to rename this to coin animator.
What?
And now if we select our coin, we can see that it has an animator component.
Animator section over here. Okay, so we don't need the sprite renderer. Oh, well, that doesn't really make a difference. All right. We've got the animator window open up, like coin animator, animator controller, gem 1.1, avatar none, apply reset motion or root motion, update mode normal, always animate. Okay, let's see where he goes with this.
Component as well. If we go to the animation window, which you can always find under window, animation, we can actually go through each individual image in this animation. If we hit play, we can play through it, or if we...
Chat. Is it really that simple?
simply hit this button to play the game, we can
what is this? What is that? Why is there a big blue box? What is that? And that animated gem is pretty fucking cool, though. I would like to know how that's done, but that blue box right there is bugging the shit out of me. What is that? Why is it showing that big blue box right there? I don't know what that is. Let's flip it. Okay, so if we flip it, hold on. Let's make sure it's not part of the image. So it is on the right side of it. Okay, so we're going to do a couple things here. We're going to move it here. Okay. I don't think it's the gem. Now let's flip it. Let's flip it upside down and see if it flips with it. This is just trial and error. So that didn't move it either. So I don't think that's part of the image. Yeah, it's not. Now it's inside of it. Okay, so there's something here that does not belong. What the fuck is it? Let's unview the background. I got the background on bogus view. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna try something. Let's delete the gem. Because that wasn't there before. It's still there. What the fuck? It's like it's moving. Like that little white dot in the middle is giving like just a little flicker. What is that? What the fuck? That tile is not showing up. It's that tile. I'm fucking baffled. I am just fucking baffled. Well, so there's got to be something wrong with the layering of that tile. It's this one, right? So it's brick tile 11. It shouldn't have an animator. Why is it animated? Fixed it. For some reason, when I dragged in the animation for the gem, it wrote over the tile. So it assumed I was trying to animate that brick background number 11. Okay, so I guess for future reference, if I'm going to drag something in, make sure everything is deselected. In the background. I'll probably just drag it in off camera and then drag it into where I want. So let's take a look here. What the fuck? Triple gems. I want triple gems, fool. We're fucking on it, chat. We are on fire, bro. We got this. Everything we're working on right now is going to be replaced. These are all placeholders. That is fucking cool. That's just... I'm fucking amazed. Okay, so with that logic, hold that thought. Let's delete the player. We're not even fucking close. So based on what we just learned, we're gonna call this player 1. Nothing's happening. Oh shit, she is tiny as balls. Oh yeah, we gotta get her in default layer to 1. There it is. Our simple idle animation of a player. Simple drag and drop. Okay. Alright, Unity. We're on episode 3 now, and I'm starting to figure you out. Slowly. But that is just the idle animation. There's totally different animations when we want to run, walk, die, attack, all that stuff. But that is fucking cool. That is awesome. So we have our player, which, like I said before, is just a placeholder. We have our gems. We have our background. So I have a question then. If I open her up and I edit something in that animation, what's that? Wait, hold on. How many? So there's 5 frames in her animation. Let's say I want to edit this. File, open. This is the sprite sheet. So let's say, hypothetically, we're going to make her pants blue. Now, keep in mind, in the game, pants are green. Okay, so if I open up the animation here, her pants should stay green in every frame. We're going to give her... We'll give her, like, bright blue pants. I want to see if Unity will update edited files in real time. Where's the paint bucket tool? Paint bucket! Paint bucket tool. We're going to change the primary color to, what did I say, like a bright blue? I like the more pastel. Pastel will stand out a lot more. Yeah. That seems fire. Yeah. So we'll do that on every frame. And why can't I do this? No layers are selected. I'm just dumb. Are you fucking serious right now? In real time. I didn't do shit. I didn't do shit but just paint bucket her fucking pants. Bro, I'm gonna blow the door off of this. Where's the gem? Where's the gem? So we're gonna edit, undo paint bucket. Let's do, was it Control Z? Save it. Fucking pants are back to green. That is sick as fuck, man. You can edit the files in real time. Okay. I'm about to fucking blow the doors off of this. Let me open... Is it in her library? You know, fuck this. Pete's game, let's just look for Jim. Bear with me, chat. I'm just dicking around. I know why it didn't work. I am fucking blown away right now. This opens up so many fucking doors. That is cool. Alright, so, with that being said, always save your work. I have not been saving. I'll exit play mode. Control S. I always Control S and then also go to File and Save. I'm going to undo anything I did there. File, save. I could literally make that gem any color I wanted. Wow, chat. Does her hair move in the animation? No. Her arm moves like she's got a fucking twitch. I wonder. We're going to merge these layers. Merge visible. Save it. I gave her a rudimentary mouth. I'm fucking around right now. I could be a VTuber. Stop that. All right, let's go ahead and save that. So now we know what we can and can't do. Chat, I am very impressed. Here, I'm going to give you guys a peek at yourselves. So, I think that was very fucking productive. Very productive. Big shout out to Brackies here too. I'm going to link this video in the chat. If you guys ever want to watch the replay, check it out later. We made it through 8 minutes of this guy's video. And we learned enough to 2 hours and 15 minutes of content. Ridiculous. Very good in a way. Like ridiculous in a good way. Anyway. Out fucking standing. That is... I'm just blown away. Unity is proving to be... I like it. Oh, do I like it. I'm just reorganizing my desktop chat while I'm thinking in my brain here. Reorganize that. Okay. So I think very productive stream. I think we got a lot more done in this than we did our first two previous dev diaries. So big shout out to Brexies. I want to thank everybody for coming out and hanging out tonight. I know there's a couple lurkers out there. I won't call you out, but thank you so much for just hanging out tonight and shooting this shit with us. Johnny, thank you so much for the love and support, man. I love you as always. You've been a roadie since fucking day one. So much love for you there as well. That's so fucking cool, chat. Next week, we're going to build a level. Like, build level 1, like the layout. We won't worry about, like, putting objects in unless we get to that. But I want to build the first level. And I want to get the player in and get player movement in. We might not worry about animations, but at least being able to hit the arrow keys and move the player around on screen. So we have some kind of player interaction. That's my goal for next Saturday. God damn, if Unity is going to be that easy to use, I'm fucking excited. For real. For real, for real. I can get rid of Gemini, right? Yeah, I don't need Gemini open anymore. Okay. And that's another thing I wanted to touch on before we leave, chat, is you just saw a demonstration, too, on how we could use free tools, AI, to do this from scratch. I mean, Unity's free. Gemini is free. All of this stuff is free stuff. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to use free tools to create your art. Okay? This is something I've always wanted to do, and I was always bogged down by how difficult it was. So I figured if I was going to get over that hump, I wanted to do it in big style. That's me. Learn a game engine I've never learned before and do it from scratch. So that's awesome. So I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. You guys have been great. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Drop some comments. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if I missed something. If maybe you know a trick or two that's a lot easier than me struggling through it, feel free to let me know down below. In the meantime, I will catch you guys in the next one. We will be back Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time for Retro Rewind Monday. We're going to... What were we playing last week? Oh, the Lost Levels. Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels on the NES, playing it on the Switch Classic. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be easy.